Hi, is everyone ready? Let's give them a second. Welcome to the joint press conference of Radosław Sikorski and Margus Tsahkna. Please.
Thank you, Minister Sikorski, dear friend Radek. Welcome to Estonia. I'm very happy that you had this opportunity to come to visit us on bilateral matters. Just a couple of weeks or months ago, I was as well in Warsaw. Of course, we have a very close relations with Poland, and historically, but also today, we share the same values, but not only sharing the values, but actually we are active. And I'm very happy that Poland is a leading country in our region about supporting Ukraine, but also on the defense level, because it is important that we have a very fruitful cooperation about the defense. We both have a defense background as well, and normally today is the foreign policy and defense policy is so much connected to each other. So mainly we are talking about as well not only how to support Ukraine, but as well how to cooperate in our region. I'm very happy and grateful that Polish units are participating in Spring Storm military exercise, which is one of the biggest military exercises in our region annually. And this cooperation has been very fruitful as well already years, about the air policing missions in Estonia and many other levels. Today, of course, NATO is playing the great role in our region, and we are both very happy that Finland and Sweden has joined. And this Nordic-Baltic Polish cooperation in our region about defense and that's foreign policies is really crucial. So I see like daily and weekly how can we improve this cooperation tremendously. Today is a European Day and we celebrate it, and also you can see us as well to hold the speeches on our Freedom Square. I don't know whether we are going to sing or not, probably not this time, but please welcome everybody there. It's a great honor that you have this opportunity to hold the speech, because we want to, and we have successfully replaced the meaning of the 9th of May, because we don't want to talk about these narratives, what we had from the past, but we are talking about the future. And of course, both of us, we are celebrating 20 years in European Union, but also it is important that Estonia is celebrating 20 years in NATO at the same year. And I can honestly say, without this kind of full memberships of these organizations, Estonia at least couldn't be free, because Russia will remain an aggressive country. And the most important is now that we are going to win the war together with Ukraine against the aggressor and also keep the active war away from Europe. I'm very grateful for you as well. Your very strong positions of supporting how can we use the frozen assets of Russia. Just yesterday, Estonian Parliament adopted the second reading of the law draft about how can we use the Russian frozen assets themselves. It's like the case what we want to create in Europe, that to take down the excuses that we cannot do it. But thank you, Minister, for your very strong support, and you have said out that we must act actually. It's enough for talking and making debates, but we need to act and we need to support Ukraine. But it is also the message to Russia, the oligarchs, that business as usual won't continue after the victorious war. But also the message to our taxpayers that instead of them, actually aggressor must pay. So I'm very happy again that you are here. We are going to have the business meeting or the official meeting, and also I hope that you will have a very good meeting with our speaker and of course the Prime Minister. So anytime, welcome to Estonia again. Thank you. Please.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
To revisit, to return your trip to Poland, and thank you for the invitation to sing. I can sing, but I'm not sure you want to listen to it.
Of course, everybody would like to have this opportunity.
It gives me particular satisfaction to visit you here, Margus. And in the knowledge that this used to be the Communist Party headquarters.
Exactly.
What could be more symbolic than than visiting the foreign ministry of free Estonia, where there was once a Soviet kind of governor. It's very satisfying. We agree on most things. We have some of the similar challenges. You have a border with Russia, so do we, with Russia and with Belarus, and we have a hybrid challenge from that. People are being brought from all over the world and pushed across our frontier, and we have to stand up to that challenge too. We see eye to eye on the issues of European and transatlantic security, and I'm very glad that we are countries that don't only talk about it but do it. We both well exceed the 2% of GDP target that NATO set at Newport for spending on defense. We are also leading providers, in proportion to GDP obviously, of assistance to Ukraine. We are the kind of countries that I think would like to have one another in the trench if need be.
Exactly.
I roughly divide countries into those to whom I have to explain things and those with whom I discuss what to do.
Yeah.
And I think we are that for each other, which is how it should be. We are like-minded on so many issues, and we have every determination to continue it. The rebuilding of the Russian Empire has to be stopped, and we are determined to do whatever it takes not to become Russian colonies again. And I think we play a crucial role in explaining Russia to some of our West European partners, and I think we've gained credibility because what we were warning of has unfortunately come to pass. So whether it's on Russian assets, whether it's on spending, whether it's on US presence in Europe, whether it's on helping Ukraine, we will continue to support each other in the councils of the EU and NATO, and I'm very happy about it. Thank you.
Now we're going to have 2 to 3 questions. First, I will take Andy from Public Broadcast. Just a second, I will give you the...
Estonian Public Broadcasting, thank you for the possibility. We see almost every day some kind of malign activity on behalf of Russia on soil of European Union, NATO countries. Do you feel that kind of pressure somehow, especially in Poland, as you are hub for military help deliveries for Ukraine? And what can we do to strengthen our resilience and deter somehow Russia? Thank you.
We need close cooperation of our security services. Russia has been sending death squads to Europe for years. Berlin, London, Salisbury, but also other places. So we had a Russian recruited terrorist who tried to perform an act of terrorism in Poland a couple of months ago. And I'm sure they are trying to do that to other countries too. So we need to warn one another. And we need to also to coordinate our decisions as regards Russian diplomatic presence in our capitals, to reduce their capacity to run agents and to run to plan terrorist acts. It's a full spectrum confrontation. It turns out that President Putin has been at war with us for years. We need to acknowledge that Russia is pursuing aggressive politics, and we have to prevail.
Just to add some things that I totally agree that this kind of hybrid war is already going on. So we normally think that this kind of aggressions are very classical ones, that the military troops, they have to just to cross the border and then everything is starting. Actually, Russian aggression already started years ago, but it is going to be more and more intensive. And what we have decided in Estonia, of course, is that we are making everything public, because I think that there is nothing to fear. It's one target and one goal what Russia wants to achieve is to put our societies under the threat and to make people fear about the aggression, but we have to face it. So this is a public information that in Estonia we have arrested more than 10 persons which were guided and financed and coordinated by the secret services of Russia. We are under the constant cyber attacks already years, but it is going to be more intensive. Just a couple of months ago, we were under the largest cyber attack that the government domain was attacked within 4 hours. About 3 billion requests, billion, not millions. And this is the everyday situation, but we have to coordinate on intelligence level, but also we have to raise these questions on NATO and also EU level, and we are doing it together. And the GPS jamming is just one example. It has been done already a couple of years, but it is going to be more serious, and there is no excuse from Russian side that they're just doing it because they want to protect their territories, but they're actually affecting us and they are affecting our societies and also the security of our people. So on all that levels, we are making a very good cooperation, but we must speak it up, and we have to as well take measures against them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Jan Olensky, Polish Radio. Hello. In its latest report, the working group on Ukraine's integration with NATO, the report called on the member states to donate 0.25% of their GDP to aid Ukraine. So in January, also the Estonian Prime Minister declared that by 2027, such percentage is going to be donated to Ukraine. I would like to ask the both of you, where are we on the timeline of introducing such spendings, and also how are Poland and Estonia cooperating in persuading the, let's say, more reluctant partners in NATO?
I'll start.
I think if all other countries in the EU and NATO were donating as much as Estonia and Poland in proportion, Ukraine would be on the offensive.
Yes, maybe I'm opening more what we have done, because it has been our proposal. This 0.25 is doable, and I totally agree with Minister Sikorski that if all the other countries are doing the same as we are doing, then maybe this war has been already ended with the victory of Ukraine. But the 0.25 we have already delivered from Estonian side this year military package. I'm talking here about the military support. I'm not talking about any others. And as well, we are going to sign now the bilateral agreement between Estonia and Ukraine in the frame of G7 Ukraine declaration. And we are giving the political will there, and we sign it in that within the next 3-4 years we are securing at least 0.25% of military support. And we have asked as well and proposed to all our allies to do the same at least. This is not a problem for Estonia and Poland because we are doing it anyways. But if everybody is doing that and committing and giving this commitment by the bilateral agreements, it will be enough for Ukraine to win the war. We are talking about 120 billion euros worth military support per 1 year. But I really do hope that it is doable. Estonia has given 1.5% of GDP military support within the last 2 years. And I can say that it is doable, and we both can say the same things. So thank you.
And the last question.
Karel Kressa from Delphi. To both ministers, what should be the objectives of European defense policy during the next Commission's mandate?
Well, Western Europe didn't just disarm; it deindustrialized in the defense sphere, and this has to be rebuilt. We need to upscale military industries. We have to give them long-term contracts. We have to pay for production capacities, even if they were not to be used in future. Security costs, you know. In Poland, we have a saying: every country has an army, either your own or a foreign one. Your own, in the medium to long term, is cheaper. So just as we need to spend money on protecting Europe from future pandemics, so we need to be more self-reliant in supplying our soldiers with what they need to deter Russia.
I really like this Polish saying, and we know it as well, unfortunately, from practice. But to be more precise maybe about the initiatives, Europe must pay more. And this is one thing we all in European Union must understand, that we are the bordering countries. Poland is putting 4% in, and even more in the future. Estonia is putting 3.2%, and we have a plan as well to increase. Even our economical situation is really, really bad. We are facing the serious cuts in our next year budget, but not from the defense, because we need to invest. But it is not our problem only to support our countries, but also the Europe and the NATO on the bordering, as a bordering countries. So we have to share the burden. And one initiative is, which is Estonia is supporting, is 100 billion euros worth defense bonds on EU level. And this is something that we can really invest heavily to our defense industries, and also to share the burden equally. Because we are all defending actually not only the same values, but we cannot imagine if the military attack will happen against European Union. We are taking the first response, and we are ready for that. But we have to share this burden. Thank you.
Thank you, ministers. Thank you, journalists. Press conference is over.